up here in the Gauntlet. We'll see if they can keep it going. We're going to take a mic ad break before we send back to the couch.
We don't believe in labels at Macca's, like dinner or breakfast, so we're getting rid of them. Now you can enjoy dinner or breakfast whenever you want it. McDonald's all-day menu, available 24/7.
Oh, Order making a statement game number 1. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, okay.
I want to start though. Order seem to have been slowing down their game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this could be the key to their success.
I feel like absolutely, like coming into the Gauntlet, right? Like you look at the first day versus Mammoth, both of those teams came in and they slowed down their game, but like Order have really just done it very successfully. You saw day 2 of the Gauntlet playing a little bit faster versus a team like AV. They want to get down and dirty. They want to get scrappy. Aladorix like flash polving level 3, forcing fights, and those early games really weren't going their way. But if Order get to play these sites of comps, they're just picking like stuff for Tally where maybe he can get an advantage, but then he comes into the group. Spooks is just playing Urgot. I've talked to him behind the scenes. He's like, yeah, I'm just playing Urgot. I'm just chugga clearing some wards, gets to play the Zac and do his thing. They're just getting to teamfight phase. They're getting away with it. They get to teamfights, and then they look good.
Do you think it's because of Gauntlet? Because of the pressure that Gauntlet brings, that you got one shot at this, and so let's pull it back? Or do you think that there's been a fundamental change in the way that the team approaches
Actually,
the game?
no. I feel like Gauntlet does add a little bit of that pressure, but this is such a big swing. I feel like it was a very intentional choice. You saw the way, like, just the difference that you've seen in Order from like week 10 coming into the Gauntlet. I feel like their preparation has been very on point. It won them the series versus Mammoth, right? Like, I feel like they played well, but their prep really did do them a great service there. And they've actively come into this like, yes, let's slow down the game. And also, they've done it in the past.
Yeah.
They've got to like playoffs and been like, yeah, let's play a Nivea comps.
Yeah.
Let's sit back and do nothing for 30 minutes. And I really feel like it is an active choice, and it's still working out against a top team like Chiefs.
So we said that, Chiefs going into this, they've got 2 extra days of film on hand. They've seen how Order's been playing. The draft, Order get a slow draft on the board. Chiefs don't capitalize on that in the early game.
Yeah, I really think it does come down to a lot of this Kindred pick, right? Like, this was a last pick. You see the Zac, and then what you see happening level 1, Swiper face checks, he loses a bunch of his HP, and as does Swiffer. This is Claire on the Corki, who uses that priority on a 1 HP Zoe, like, that is just sitting back in lane, like, chugging corrupting pots, and all it is like a leash for the crab, so only gets to pick that one up. And Rusty mentioned it, he went topside, hit the Scry's plan or whatever, but it really was them using their advantages to just secure the neutral stuff for the Kindred. It never was the Kindred invading with priority and looking to force out Spooks. Like, these are just blind pick weak matchups like the Zac, and they really didn't leverage any of the advantage that they did have to progress that game forwards. And I feel like you got to like 15 to 20 minutes and the game was even enough that like a team fight comp was always going to be there from Order. And I feel like it's also not to say that Chiefs didn't scale well. They have triple AD carry. They have Corki, who's mixed damage, still an AD carry, but you have that late game of the Ezreal, of the Corki to be there. But I feel like a window certainly was missed early, and they just didn't take advantage of it enough.
And even if they did miss that window and they were going, okay, we're going to pull it back as well, we're going to play slow, Tally against Swiper at top was not helping the situation. And that they could have potentially made it through if it wasn't for the, 5 kills there and whatever amount of
Like, you look at competitive League of Legends, and for someone to get solo killed, you're like, man, that's a big mistake.
Yeah.
Swiper got solo killed 3-4 times in the side. Like, he was just dying off cooldown to Tally, and like, this is a guy who has just had a monster Gauntlet run so far. This is, like, he's played a bunch of the Scion. This wasn't something extravagant. He gives them the Hecarim, and he just takes the Urgot, and he's like, yeah, man, that's fine. Sure, he kills him at level 1. Swiper should see that play coming any day of the week.
Like you said, that is what every Urgot does.
Yeah, level 1.
Level 1, you're just sitting there in that bush waiting for that play.
Yes, level 1, you have an Urgot. He staunches the wards because he just toggles the machine gun, and he just clears them out. And then he goes in Tribush, and he looks for a little bit of a chunk. Swiper is flashless on the Hecarim, right? It's Ignite TP, and he knows he got hella chunked in that like early skirmish. And then he just walks into the Tribush, and you see his player cam afterwards. He's just like, oh man, like, what did I just do? And yes, that makes the matchup very difficult. Tally did so much work to keep that ball rolling and snowball it, but like, that isn't how the matchup should be playing out. That was just a complete outclassing on the top side of the map.
And Tally's been playing amazingly well this Gauntlet, full stop. But like, watching Doss's camera, he looks shaken. He actually looks like this shouldn't be happening, and then potentially like he gets in his own head a bit.
Yeah, maybe. Like, we don't know his mindset coming into the day. This is a known quantity of order. You saw Volt in the interview. He was saying things like, yeah, like we're probably over prepared for this matchup, right?
Yeah.
Like we know exactly what they're doing. They're not playing crazy things. It's just standard stuff. And they came in, and that game does shake a person. I feel like DOS, Swiper, out of all the players in the OPL, he's called the rock in the top for a reason, so I'm not expecting him to just int the rest of the series, right? He had a very rough game.
Yeah.
He is a guy that will be able to bounce back. He is a pillar for this team, among other players, but like that is not the start you want coming into the Gauntlet for Chiefs in their position.
And so he's the rock in the top. He's generally one of the most consistent players there. Raze was the one, though, that really kept Chiefs in the game.
He was one-man armying so many team fights.
That fight in mid, towards the end of the game.
Because there was multiple times he got like caught out, he TPs back to a fight, and then he's just melee range Ezreal somehow. Just like, what's that movie where like they're curving bullets around people,
the
like
Angelina Jolie
Angelina
one?
Jolie.
Yeah.
He's melee range Ezreal in between like creeps, champions, and Urgot, and he's just like shooting things everywhere, somehow landing every ability, and like that was a top tier AD carry performance. I will say, with how like the early game panned out and what was happening, like I was saying upstairs, Order's bottom lane literally killed Chiefs' bottom lane in lane.
Yep.
Right? And then like Raze holds onto the TP, and it did look like in one of those situations where the bottom lane of Order, where they played well, they got that kill, but they were struggling to maintain that advantage. If you 2v2 kill someone, I expect that snowball to keep on rolling and to keep progressing that lane, especially when you have like more of that early threat. Ezreal wants to build a tier, just kind of farm it up, whatever. But Raze was able to find his way and like keep up in CS, and he actually had that lead. So despite the fact that he didn't have a flashy early game, I feel like he actually laned like reasonably well and kept himself in that game. And then in late game team fights, he was with Claire, arguably the two people that were actually keeping them in that game. He was dishing out so much damage, but in the end, it's not enough. Like when Tally is just 6-0 and 7, 3 levels up above his lane opponent, walking into the back of a team fight, he's just killing everyone.
I was scared of Tally. We were just sitting in a room watching him. Game one in a series like this is like a tone setter. So we've spoken about the fact that Chiefs, watching Order for the last couple of days, Order have this momentum coming in. For that first game, for Order to take that out, that is a big statement to Chiefs.
Yeah.
And something that Chiefs were looking to block to really, I guess, like take priority.
Yeah, because you need to look at the Gauntlet and how the end of the season shaped up holistically. It's like the people in the Gauntlet, like there's this middle of the pack, 4 teams, Gravitas, then you have Order, then you have Mammoth, then you have AV. And Chiefs could be sitting back, like watching the Gauntlet, like, yeah, like let them all fight amongst each other. Like us and Bombers, we're sitting at the top. Like there's a gap there. And then you come into today, and let's like paint 2 different pictures. Chiefs win game number 1. Order's momentum is just irrelevant. It's gone. Like Chiefs are like, yeah, we are the big dogs. Like you can't beat us. Like you can beat everyone else, but we're sitting at the top of the ladder for a reason. But that's not the case. Now Chiefs are sitting there like shitting their pants like, wow, okay, Order are playing really well. They have progressed. This is a team that is scary. We just lost first game in a best of 5 that they came in, well, I think before the Gauntlet, heavy favorites. After we've seen the Gauntlet, a lot of people are jumping on the Order bandwagon. They are playing very well right now, but I still think coming into the day, Chiefs probably do deserve to be like given that mark, given the favoritism going into the game, but this is not where you wanted to start this series as the Chiefs. This is a very rough time.
So we've got confirmation that Order are on blue side for game number 2.
Okay,
So
they chose.
Chiefs, I mean, they are fantastic. They are at the top of their game. They also have some players with a lot of experience on there, so they're not going to let this knock them around as much as it could another team.
Yeah, no
What
way.
do they do for game number 2 to get back into the game?
I think it doesn't, like, not a whole lot has to happen in draft in terms of, like, I feel like what they got themselves was okay. Like, there wasn't a glaring weakness or a problem like that where you look at some other series and you can point that out. I just think they just need to play more aggressive. If Order are going to come into this and keep playing this sort of style, keep wanting to slow down the game, you saw AV speed up the game and look fairly decent against Order yesterday. Like, you've seen the blueprints of that happening, and Chiefs are a team that I think can do that. Like, only is a sort of kindred player, like old school Nidalee guy. Like, he likes to get in and play like not the lane matchups, but play the 1v1 in the jungle. Like, get in Spooks' head and start bullying him around.
Which he wasn't doing in this last game.
Yeah.
He was playing way more passively.
Yeah. Like, you have players that like Claire who can pop off, like the bottom lane of Chiefs. We've seen them have like play those negative matchups. Yeah, they can play the Ezreal Rakan and look okay. They can also play the more aggressive stuff. They have wide champion pools, and I feel like just getting some more activity, getting things rolling, like playing more aggressive, just getting in Order's face. I think we have already seen can be very successful, and I just like to see them take that route.
All right, well, we expect a lot from the Chiefs, and we expect nothing but the best. So we will see how they head into game number 2. We'll be heading into the McDonald's Champ Select in a second. And to celebrate, let's throw it over to the desk with Pyra and Rusty.
We're always celebrating.
Isn't it?
It definitely is.
McDonald's Champ Select.
Hey, it's a long one. It's a good one. It's very tasty, in fact.
No, it was a great name. It was just funny trying to get Nick to say them coherently
that's true.
sometimes.
Yeah,
that's
that's
all.
true.
It's not
That's a bit of
about
a
the
roughie.
words themselves, Byron. Their words are fine.
It's just about the delivery.
Yeah.
It's all good. Well, I think game number 2 is going to have a lot on the plate here for Chiefs as well. I think you were mentioning that there were some things you did want to see different about the draft from the Chiefs.
I mean, in general, the draft from the Chiefs felt like it was a little bit too much in one direction without any counters to their opponents. So actually, one thing that you can reference is the Direwolves coach said this on social media is, the Kindred actually does get soft counter by Urgot and Waze, and that is definitely true. You can pull them out of the Lamb's Respite, but in the same way that Kindred can Lamb's Respite someone if they're in melee range fighting.
Yeah, it can kind of work a little bit.
But the reason that that's important is that their comp would never be in melee range fighting, because they had an Ezreal Corki composition. They weren't designed to do that, right? So that's where it feels a little bit different. Is we've got another.
There's something that doesn't feel different.
No, it does.
Swiper's
you know
having
what?
a good
Have you
time.
guys, if you're familiar with Swiffer's personality, he never does that. Like, he's a very, if he's like the father figure. He's the patient. He's the calm man. He's the guy that reads books while the rest of the team are
He's
bouncing
having
around.
a dance off today, man. He's feeling good.
Dancing.
He's feeling good right now.
It's over. If he is dancing.
This is Order feeling super confident. Smiles on the face, a little high five action right now. So we are into the McDonald's champion selection, and Order have elected blue side for game number 2, so we will not see the side selection change. And so far, we will not see the bans change. Lucian, Silas, no surprises.
Yeah, nothing crazy should happen here. Lucian Thresh, third ban is the only thing that tends to change for the side of Order. It was Rise last time around, and you can go for that once again.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing how the Chiefs adapt. However, I think that the Rakan takeaway from Order was good when they went for the first pick of the Zaya.
It was.
It's
Ayla
the
had a pretty decent
Ezreal
game.
that could definitely be something different, and that's the thing. And we mentioned this during the game. You can just play for Raze. You can play fast-paced League of Legends around your AD carry. He will provide that.
That's very true. All right, so same bans for the Order side, including the Rise. Morgana once again. So we should be not surprised to see a Zaya lock in here for Order. Chiefs might answer once more with the Rakan, and the Lovers will be split. If they don't, that should be an easy lock-in for Jake. In fact, they don't. They go for Kaisa and Galio on the Chiefs side, so clearly different game plan this time.
And if you asked me, I would say that Zaya Rakan is one of the good champions, good matchups into the Galio. He's actually very capable at taking that matchup down. I think that as far as Kaisa Galio is concerned, it is an incredibly powerful combo. But to me, these first 2 picks from the Chiefs signal a bit more aggression over the entire map. This isn't just a case of picking Kaisa Galio. This is a case of we are going hard to the paint right now. That Galio, yes, it's a flex. Claire could be playing at mid. That's absolutely possible. You might see a Jarvan from them this time around. The Chiefs have said, let's just go. Let's bring the fire in game 2.
And Order decide to put up a little bit more of a wall to try and stop it. Instead of grabbing the Rakan for themselves, Jake will be taking the Braum once more. Swiffer back on the Zoe. So Order stick to what works for them, what makes them strong. We'll see what Chiefs do to add in to this composition. All power all the time. A lot of hovers on some assassin-y picks for Claire, having a little bit of fun here. And we will get a lock-in of the Yasuo, and now I would say that's flexible, but with the Kaisa already locked in, that should be a Claire champ.
Yeah, with Kaisa locked in and with the knowledge that Swiper does not delve into this champion at all, you would say that it is Claire's champion for sure, and Zoe is one of the matchups that Yasuo absolutely adores. It is just so simple to play the lane out. You don't need to go for cleanse usually. You can just wind wall reflexively. She has animations that are obvious. And if you ever see a portal show up before a Q comes through, you know there's a paddle star on the way. Wind wall is a very valuable tool here, and she's predictably pathing and moving with her ultimate, so you can hit tornadoes most of the time.
Also true. This will be Claire's first Yasuo of the split. Of course, it was played by Raze earlier by Chiefs. Now, into ban phase 2 we go, and the Urgot is this time off the table.
And can I just say that this is actually a pretty big surprise that Claire is playing the Yasuo of all champions. As far as I can tell, watching Claire play most of this split, you have to do your research before games and look at the champions that he's played. Not a lot of Yasuo. He's more of the Zed Akali guy.
What, he was hovering just for fun of it right there.
Like,
so,
he plays Assassins, he plays Kassadin, he's a Riven player mid as well,
I
if
thought
you
the
want.
Kassadin might actually be the one coming through.
Like, with all of those options available, and he has the Yasuo in his back pocket, this is a surprise.
Oh, you can't can't hide anything anymore, right? You know, you end up losing the series and you don't even get a chance to take into the finals. Chiefs certainly wouldn't be happy with those results, especially not considering the pedigree that the organization and many of these players have. On the Order side, Jarvan banned away. We'll see what they pair it with. In fact, it's going to be a Gragas ban last second. It looks like they almost didn't take a ban.
Yeah, last second decision to ban the Gragas. Good engage champion as well. And, you know, this if this is locked in, maybe there's a world where
yeah, okay. All right, this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Give only the Rek'Sai. So we still, I mean, we're pretty sure that this is the Galio in the support role.
Yes.
Unless it's a swiper thing for some reason.
And the thing that Order have banned is set up for Yasuo. If you think to the LCK, there's been a lot of games recently. You'll probably remember the one where LS legitimately screams, where there is a Gragas Yasuo combo. Those things are dangerous. But Lee Sin's one of the other ones that could have done it as well. However, they opt away from that Lee Sin. They go towards the Rek'Sai, who has knockups all the time by just being able to unburrow.
All about the consistency and the ability to do it at any given point in time. Will keep Order on their toes for sure. Now we do see the Vladimir lock in for Tally. And Spooks. Let's see what he ends up adding into the composition at the end of it. Be this heavy gank in jungle. A lot of communication between him and Choo-Choo's.
Lots of thinking going on between them as well. You can see the deliberation on his screen for what to play.
Let the Kindred go to the other side this time around. Order will be the ones taking it. That is a lot of damage. A lot of poke on the Order side.
It definitely is. Vladimir pretty much confirmed to go to the top lane as well. You look at the Kled perhaps for Swipe. It depends how much of a confidence pick he wants to go towards. Magic damage is almost needed, however, so maybe the Rumble would be a good option here for him.
Not be the only thing. And yeah, okay, so we get ourselves a Big Swift special with the Rumble locked in, and dare I say it, that is a pretty beastly team fight, Rusty.
Definitely is. There's a lot of, I'm just going to say both teams have beastly team fights. You know, the Kindred pick is going to be pretty valuable here against the entire combo of the Chiefs. If you have a knock-up, you follow it with the Yasuo. You know, there's a couple of setup champions there for that. Rumble lays down the Band-Aid on top. It could be a dangerous Band-Aid, could just be a little Band-Aid that does not a whole lot of work. But Swiper has got a winning matchup. Mid lane, I would say, is a pretty comfortable matchup for Claire as well. Bot lane is fairly even. It's a skill matchup, if you ask me as well, in terms of how that one is going to go. And so the difference maker here in this second game is so much about the jungle role and what they're able to get done. And I do look at the Rek'Sai and say, with the unique gank paths, unique mobility around Summoner's Rift with the tunnel system as well, Chiefs are really poised to have a faster and much more successful game too.
Well, let's see if they can level it up for this next game and even out the series at 1-1. If not, the momentum swing is huge for Order on their side. Already taken one game, and this team is primed to run the gauntlet all the way. They just need 2 more wins to do it, and it is so impressive to watch Order grow. Joining us once more from the Order side on the desk is, of course, Choo-Choo's. Welcome back.
Hello, I'm back.
You must be feeling pretty good. I saw some smiles on the faces of the team in Chip Select.
Yeah, I don't know, like we're just growing more confident, I suppose. I think I said it yesterday, but we have a very strong understanding of our identity, and I researched very thoroughly Chiefs, as I did to AV and Mammoth, and we have been putting them on things that we think exploit their weakness as a team, and I think we've done that again this game.
So I have a question before we get into this game as well, as it's the 3rd day in a row now that you've been coming into the studio. Pre-game rituals, choose.
Oh, yeah.
Who has the worst pre-game rituals in your team?
The worst?
Like the most extensive, perhaps?
Oh, wow. I think everyone
Has their own one?
Everyone has like quite good, like some like to exercise. Like we all meet up at a cafe and I like give the rundown. Everyone voices their opinion. We come in with the same approach. But yeah, people like go to the gym. They like to do a 30-minute run before they like play, just to get everything off, all the pressure off them. While others just I go on my phone and play Hearthstone because I like Hearthstone. but yeah, everyone really just tries to like listen to music, get into their own state, come into the game with a good leveled head.
Fantastic. And of course, now we can move into the draft. One thing that I will say surprised me, and I want your opinion on it as well, is Claire going for the very early Yasuo. Is this something you expected?
No, not at all. I think it's a comfort pick. It's also quite a good pick into Zoe, although it really, I think like they lack ways to actually kill the Zoe. I think like they're very much relying on, I'm giving away a lot right now, but I think like they really rely on Rek'Sai's Flash and Burrow. So I think if Only does not have a standout performance this game, they'll find it very hard to utilize this Yasuo pick.
Fair enough. Now, let's talk a little bit more about just running the Gauntlet overall for the team. Already, this has been Order as an organization's best run in the playoffs, in the OPL.
Yeah, it has.
Overall,
No
for the
legacy
team,
to
yeah,
no
yeah,
legacy.
fair enough. No legacy to worry about. But yeah, I guess overall, I wonder about, like, does playing more games add to the sense of momentum, or does it actually feel a little more fatiguing that you have to come in day after day?
Definitely momentum. I don't think anyone is fatigued. It's actually very strange. Like, we've been coming in so many times now that I like upstairs just before, like when I was watching the other game, it actually felt like a scrim. Like, I was creating notes and I'm like, guys, like, you missed this, like X, Y, Z, and it actually feels like we're scrimming, but with like a staged level of intensity.
It looks like we got ourselves a start to this fight already, though, and Spooks is going to get burned down for just a second. There's that start from Only and the rest of Chiefs. But I guess that'll end the interview there. Thank you so much for joining us, Choo-Choos. Best of luck.
No worries, thank you.
Yeah, that was almost first blood. So
I like how
close.
Pyra points at me and he's like, you can ask a question if you want. I'm looking at the
He just
screen
pointed
like,
at the screen like, Pyra, go!
you probably want to talk about what's happening.
Oh, boy.
As that was a lot
surprising.
expended, but the cost was for the mark. And let it be known that the mark was secured by the Kindred.
Hashtag worth if you're Spooks.
So if you're spooked, you'd say worth. Flash Burrow, perhaps not going to be available for Only now, but as long as he has that at 6, that's very important. But that is something that Choo-Choo's highlighted, and I agree with that. You know, when the draft was completed, one of the first things that we said is that they have good lanes, but the biggest difference, the difference will be the jungle. And so that's who we have to continue to look at, as both of them don't have Flash now. It gets much more volatile or passive, and to be determined which.
Yeah, and both of these junglers do have ways to, increase their momentum, increase their movement across the map. Hops for the Kindred, when you're talking about attacking, Only can, of course, get those burrows going and have those creative ganking paths, even without the Flash. But both teams clearly going for it early on in this game. As you mentioned, Chiefs really looking to change it up and be a much faster-paced team for Game 2. And another mark gets taken by Spooks as he smites it down, but Swiper
that was a
flashing
flash.
for it. And they are bringing Claire and everyone, burning him down, and he just takes so much damage, but the heal up comes through a little bit too little, and it's first blood to Claire.
And that was very forward from the Chiefs. The flash just to hit the harpoon from Swiper. But what were we talking about as well, knowing full well that Spooks didn't have the flash available? They expend everything as Claire...
And Swiffer outplays him.
Claire just dies, and now the red buff belongs to the Zoe.
Transfer complete. So things have just gone all over the place in the last 2 minutes. First blood given to Claire, and Swiffer picks it up on the opposite side, so both mid laners going to get extra gold in their pockets. Wow, let's take a look at that again.
Oh, wow, just hits the bubble and the Ignite on as well. It was a Spell Thief's Ignite that actually makes the difference here. Claire, the last auto attack before the Windwall can come out. He just dies going for the minions. Probably wanted to force the wave into reset, as you do as a mid laner, but Swiffer with the immediate punish.
All right, Spooks, though, is on a mark hunting machine this game. He's already gotten the 2, and looking for the 3rd, it will be the Grump. And without Only anywhere in the picture, this should be an easy take for him. Ayla does seem keen to come in and try to disrupt it.
Every single mark has been tracked by the Chiefs. They are putting resources to it, but they haven't stopped him from getting a single one. And at 5 minutes into this game to get that 3rd mark, very quick timing. One more mark on the board. It could just be a kill. And Spooks is so happy.
Already the pace of this game just feels like so much more accelerated than the last time around. Both teams were feeling each other out in game number 1, but game 2 off to the races already. Claire tries to stop the back of Swiffer, misses the window by just a little bit. He's going to have some free farm for a moment there. Neither mid laner has any summoner spells.
There's just so much volatility on this map right now. Junglers, no summoner spells. Mid laners, no summoner spells. Top laner, no flash for the Chiefs. Bot lane, no heal for Dream as well because of the level 2 skirmish that went down.
And Raze doesn't have a heal, he's packing the teleport instead.
It makes you feel that anywhere these junglers go, someone's probably going to die. And, the question is it the person being ganked or is it the ganker being countered? That's where you have to, once again, track these junglers. Rek'Sai now moving into the Grom. Vladimir spots him. Tally can't fight him, but they're aware. And now the opposing side, Spooks, walks into the bot side river. The question is, where does his mark go? And is he lucky today?
So far, things have been working out pretty well for him, but we'll definitely need to keep an eye
He's
on
lucky
the map.
today.
The mark is up on the Scuttle, number 4 in 6 minutes. I don't think I've seen a Kindred get that many so fast.
Not without a kill, so Jeez, it wasn't even on the scuttle. It spawns, the mark comes on afterwards. Spook's in the right place. RNG's is saving.
In the right place. Oh, that's going to be a nice little combo there for the last breath. Claire going in for round number 2. Portal jump and the Prey Seeker, not enough to finish the job. He actually walks away with his life.
Yeah, it was the Spell Thief's Exhaust actually doing a lot of work there for Swiffer. So having a Summoner spell when nobody else
Swiper.
did.
He's got 6. He can lay down the red carpet. They're just waiting for the right time for it. Instead, they're actually going to let the back complete.
With all the tempo that Swiper has had on the top side of the map, it hasn't resulted in a CS advantage. It's actually just been movement around the rift that he has been going for as his primary function. And through that, he hasn't found a crazy amount. You know, he got the assist on the first blood, or assist on the first kill, you know, so that's good. But the Vladimir is farming. The Vladimir is getting to those items and will be in a good position. The Spook's collapsing on Ayla.
They find it. However, they're going to go for the Flash Taunt and Wombo combo before Spooks can do a thing. He's taken down. Flash burns already as Jake forced to get the heck out of there as well. Hemoplay coming down on top of Raze. He's already flashed away, though. The rest of the Chiefs going to try and reroute once more, looking for Tally as he goes into the pool. Joining the rest of the team, Flash is flying on both sides. They turn their attention once more to Tally, who takes down Raze. A second taunt lands, but there's no more damage. And Claire, he's caught out. Dream going to take him down with the Blade Caller.
They're still going.
Bubble coming up, and that's going to be a Sleepy Rek'Sai. Red Smite down. He burrows over. Swiffer follows for the kill, and Order take the lion's share.
And that Zoe is just having an absolute dream of a team fight. Everyone using Flash around her. Well, guess what? She's going to use them back to find the kills. Still even has one as the fight subsides. 2-0-1 is the mid laner of Order. That was a chaotic start to this game. The first big team fight here. It was a collapse by Order, but it's a collapse that the Chiefs say, let's do this, let's dance and take the fight. Good flash from Jake. Raze gets collapsed on and he's out of the fight here. So this is all, like, Chiefs caught in a very awkward position. So they try to use summoner spells to get themselves out of the dicey situation. But there is no safety if Raze wants to help. And from this moment, Spell Thief's flash into Spell Thief's flash, and they're getting another one from Only on this backside here. What more could you possibly want?
Oh, for Swiffer, things are going so great right now. He's 2-0 up in the lane, and as a Zoe, we've already seen what happens if he doesn't get spoon-fed kills, but right now, 8 minutes in, he's going to start rolling on ahead. Once he gets a couple of items, it's going to be tough. We talked about this matchup favoring Claire's Yasuo, but he might be in some trouble after all.
So that's the thing. It's an easy day to be a Yasuo, but look at the item build that Swiffer did go towards. The early kill that he got was the result of, you know, the chaos on the Rift, and fair enough, it happens. But he immediately bought a Seeker's Arm Guard, stacked his armor. Yep. And from that, they haven't been able to kill Swiffer. The first combo that went down onto him from the Rek'Sai and the Yasuo didn't have enough damage. If he didn't have a Seeker's Arm Guard, he was most likely dead in that situation. And now that he's 2-0-1, he's got the stopwatch close to being enabled. He is so fed.
Now Spooks is going to get jumped on by Only. The mark brought to him. However, he's not pretty happy about what's happening. Well, Ayla will get that taunt on. Lamb's Spike comes through, and there's the last breath. Claire grabbing that kill back, but Only is going to get caught up by Swiffer again. The follow-through, the Braum knock-up, and now they've caught Claire forced to flash over the wall into the blue pit.
That was a good flash by Claire, but there's another flash coming.
Yeah, Swiffer's going to take both of them. Bubble comes out, doesn't land. Swiffer's still hunting. He wanted that damage, doesn't find it at the end, but he has chased Claire all the way out.
Yeah, not enough mana for Swiffer. Otherwise, he may have gone for that kill 100%. But at the end of the day, they'll get the blue buff. So he will get some extra mana into his back pocket. And once again, Zoe getting another kill. 300 bounty. If this was the patch ago, that bounty would be a lot higher.
Yeah, things starting to slow down a little bit more there on the bounties, but
Thank
this
God.
game's certainly not slowing down at all. 500 gold to lead at 10 minutes, and it's just scrappy back and forth. It's very different from what felt like a methodical game one, the level one shenanigans notwithstanding.
But this is what you want from the Chiefs. Not only have we seen that this is a way to beat Order, AV almost able to do that in some games yesterday. They were proven that there is a recipe there for aggression to try and keep Order down. Chiefs are the type of team that can use that early aggression, translate that into mid-game, slowing down when they've got the leads and closing a game out. That's what you'd want to see from them. But Order have not stopped fighting back at any possible moment. And Chiefs are committing so many resources into all-ins on those fights.
And they're just hunting for any kill they can find here. Spooks now is the one under fire. He's going to actually have to step into the pit here, but he should be able to hop it over. However, they catch him into the back, and the last breath combos to help Only take him down. Now Tally's coming in once more. The wind wall's thrown up as Shelly is aggroed in the pit. Only he's in some trouble. He's going to be forced to ult away, looking for Swiffer. And
Galio
now
in.
The hero's entrance coming in a little bit late there as he tries to tag forward, punching onto Tally, and they will just trade left and right. It keeps on coming. Chiefs get the better of that fight.
And this is just such an active game of League of Legends. Bottom lane's moving, jungle is fighting constantly. Only always seems like he has the jump, and Spooks is not having a good day on Summoner's Rift. But overall, we're just going back and forth and trading.
Well, Spooks' loss is Swiffer's gain right now. He's 4-0 up in the kills, and he just keeps on finding them. So these mid laners are going to have such an impactful mid game, I feel. It's already been a great one in the early.
Absolutely. I mean, both junglers are just throwing their own health bars to the wayside. They're sacrificing themselves for the gains of the rest of the team. But Kindred still has 5 marks, so like it could be a lot worse for that Kindred. Rek'Sai is someone that doesn't actually get any advantages by these earlier picks. Zoe's going to be a menace to deal with in mid-game, 100%.
Even more than usual.
And the engage from Chiefs, you know, Choo-Choo's, the coach of Order, has mentioned this, and it still rings true. Without a Galio hitting a knock-up, it has to be a Flash Rek'Sai engage. Otherwise, Claire has to do all of the work himself.
Only does not have Flash just yet. It's about to come back up, finally, for him.
You would want them to go mid, but Stopwatch is also available now for the Zoe.
It's a thing. Spooks picks up his red buff here, keeping a attack of all of his marks in this game. He's definitely had a good start to him, even though he's been taken down a number of times. Hello, Ayla. He's forced to flash away, still caught out, and he just punches away, trying to hop his way to safety. And he's going to go down to Dream. Another feather stuck into his back.
Just a half second, they're caught in the shop as Only's found Dream now. He
That
should
Unburrow.
die.
Dream's forced to heal. They're going to try to get the outplay, and Lamb's respite,
Oh, no.
and they tag a team. It's going to be Only going down the Blade Caller. Dream had friends in his back, but Raze is there to finish the job. How about that play for Quinny K? Will he be able to make his escape, though? Winter's Bite proccing, and Order managed to get revenge for their bot lane.
And this is just a case of anything you can do, I can do better, but the fight continues. Swipe is teleported.
He'd already come in there, and he throws down an equalizer. Jake's caught out. Now the flash forward, looking for Spooks here as Lamb's Respite's already spent into the Wolf's Frenzy. Doesn't really care about that. However, the bubble, the damage, they're going to tag in Claire once more as he looks for the hunt onto Swiffer.
And it's dodged. Swiffer's going to be able to survive. Blows a Raspberry on the way out. This game has just delivered right now. Game
So
number
scrappy.
2. Goal difference is still so close between these teams. Swiper finally gets into the fray and gets himself the Team 5 victory. Claire's probably still hunting as
There's
well.
a dive up towards the top side. Tally is going to be able to walk away. Only flashing forward, looking for that unburrow action. Narrowly almost finds it, but he outplays Tally, taking down Raze on the opposite side. And let's see if he gets away from this one here. You can see the rest of Chiefs
There's
trying
a
to
Galio.
collapse on.
Tally's going to win this 1v1 if Rayla can't help him.
Oh boy, he just needs that blast cone pop. Only sticking on top of him.
Whoa.
He will finally fall down, but now Only might even die to Dream. No, over the wall he goes. It just doesn't stop. There's fights happening all the time.
Tally may have been able to hit that explosive plant. Come on, let me speak.
I don't think it's happening. Claire going in, looking for even more damage. Last breath down onto the Dream, and Spooks just knows there's nothing he can do to stop that.
It's just so hard to know what's going to happen next. This is some kind of gladiatorial battle. We're all in the mid lane Coliseum right now.
Are you not entertained,
we'll see
Rusty?
who fights next. Ayla's going to come give some health back to Claire with his million stacks of his relic that he's got and hasn't been able to hit because he's been running down river. Oh, I didn't get... Oh, Claire. Claire, you can't do that. It's rude.
Just a bit mean.
He has 2 relic stacks and that was a cannon.
That feels bad, man, when you don't give your support the proc.
As a commentator, I don't like picking sides, but as a support main, I'm feeling inclined. I'll say that much.
I don't think most people side with Yasuo mids, except Yasuo mids.
Yasuo's my most played.
Is he really?
Yeah, actually.
I would have guessed it would be Bard.
I play a lot of normals.
Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. You play Yasuo in normals?
Absolutely. Yasuo, Vayne, Lee Sin.
Oh, God, you're such a tryhard.
Just a bit of sweat.
Got to keep your MMR up. Looks like Chiefs are going to go for the Rift Herald here, but there's an order collapse. Bubble comes in, splitting Ayla from the rest of the team as the teleport comes out. And actually, Ayla cops it as he turns back on for the taunt. He's going to go, though. Way too low, taken out in Claire. There's the red carpet down once more from Swiper, and the fight is going all Order right now. Swiper trying to get a little bit more, but Lamb's Respite coming out, and he just can't find the kill. Goes a little sleepy, and it's going to be Dream cleaning him up. It's a 3 for none.
And Order absolutely clean up 3 for 0. The trade was for the Herald itself, but the cost was so high. Claire did not have his ultimate on the first knock-up on Swiffer. Things could have been different if he did, but not even a summoner spell needs to be used by the Zoe then. And Claire unfortunately throws himself to the Wolves to join the rest of his team as they die. This is not the bottom side of the Chiefs that you would expect
Whoa!
to see.
Execute. What the heck?
Gonna give his temple a bit of a rub in there. What's 1-6? You know, he was already 1-5.
They didn't give anybody any experience or gold for that, so to be fair. Order do now knock down another tower, so quick succession, 2 towers taken. Tally gonna find only. He's got a 2-level advantage, though, and he's already been able to outplay him once before. Both these junglers just, throwing their bodies at every objective.
Herald Summon, there's no time to breathe on an Oceanic ARAM. But this is the League of Legends you come for.
It's an ARAM, but 3 lanes happening all the time. Shelly coming in as well. No one here to defend. So this will be a Chiefs turret take. Should be able to be defended by Order before the second charge can come in. And now only going to be onto the Ocean Dragon. But yeah, how about this game? We've got ourselves 22 kills, and we haven't had 17 minutes of game time.
Can I just say, this is what a scrim feels like for those at home. It's just people want to push their limits, you know, constantly fight people and see how much they can get done.
Yeah, test your might.
Sooner or later, this does slow down. But the thing is, the way that it's currently being played, it's unlikely that it's any time in the next couple of minutes, as there are still outer turrets standing that can be taken.
Swiper looking to take one of them himself. Chiefs definitely doing the best to keep pace with Order. There is a gold lead for Order after all of this carnage is settled. And it's about 2,500, but Chiefs can answer back.
Yeah, most of it will be through AD in mid lane, however. Not even through mid, really. AD carries bulk of the difference.
Holy moly, yeah, that's the difference.
And this
right
comes
there.
back to the point that I was saying before. This doesn't feel like the Chiefs' bottom lane that we know. Raze is notoriously good at not falling behind through the laning phase. He's very good at team fighting afterwards. And, you know, even though we call him the team fighting AD carry, Raze had a point to prove this split, that he's just a good AD carry at everything. But he's falling behind in lane now.
He is, and we've seen, even when that happened in the last game, he was still managing to pull some miracle fights, so I would not by any means count Raze out of it, and I don't think you are either. At the same time, though, Order are just firing on all cylinders, and a big part of it has been the bottom lane. Dream and Jake are just looking so damn good in this series, and especially for Dream, that first Gauntlet performance. Only's going to go down. That's another pickup. This time, Spooks grabs a kill, so he'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, and he gets another mark for that kill as well.
Oh, boy.
So we're very happy with the end result of that one. Jungler's having a pretty bad day on Summoner's Rift, but finally some respite for the Jungler of Order. Not so much for the Chiefs.
Yeah, Only will need his flash once again to try and make that big play combo. I think the person on the Chiefs side who's having the best game's probably got to be Claire at the moment. He's still pretty terrifying on the Yasuo, but they're still finding ways to play around him.
Yeah, Claire is very scary. He's going to have a pretty hard time killing his opponents, though, and this is something that we've mentioned. So
2-item Zoe.
I think what you would want to do if you were the Chiefs is you would put Claire on a side lane, but on the strong side of the map. So say the Baron is up and available in a minute. You probably put Claire top. He's already there. So, I mean, I'm kind of just moot-pointing this one. But you put him top lane so that you can hover towards him with the Galio ultimate. You have Swiper with the teleport available as well. And the thing is, Claire may not be able to win a team fight because he doesn't have a lot of setup or some massive wombo to work with him. But in a 1v1, I don't think there is a lot of things in League of Legends that can contest that Yasuo once he gets to the 2-item breakpoint as well. So that's probably what the Chiefs are going to be looking towards. Order on the flip side, very comfortable with grouping, very comfortable with sieging.
They've always been.
And they want to keep Claire away from that side lane and not letting him expose anybody in a 1v1.
Yeah, this is just what Order do so well, keeping themselves together and forcing the fights. Now, they do have Tally on the bottom side of the map, and he's been more than happy to take that so far in this game. Spook's waiting around the back of the Baron pit. Baron will spawn in 15 seconds, by the way, but I don't know if Order wants to just opt into taking it quickly. It's not really their usual way to play.
No, it's not their thing. Their composition isn't the fastest at taking it either. They have 2 AD carries, so it's not going to be incredibly slow.
Yeah, no dragons to really assist it. We've only had 1 dragon take this entire game because both teams have just been focusing on the not neutral objectives, the kill everyone on the other team objective.
Yeah, it's been pretty hard to fight for the objective when people are always dead on both teams. So taking that one away is not going to be an easy feat.
It's good vision control here for Order, though.
Yeah, you'd think a lot of this setup is about keeping the Yasuo down as well, keeping him in the side lane, but not unlocking him to do anything. So playing against the Chiefs' potential win condition, or at least macro setup right now, is very smart from Order. I'm enjoying their play so far in this series.
Oh, it's looking so great. Day 3 for Order in the Gauntlet. They are truly on their way to running it. Already 1 game up here. It's been a lot for Order.
Yasuo no teleport, so as it stands, if they group like this and get vision control, Claire not only has to be careful, while he clears the wave, but he can't join the fight.
Oh, there's the flash on Burrow looking for Swiffer. He's going to pop his Zani's Hourglass, and will he buy enough time for the team? Taunted just outside. He's able to get into the Lamb's Respite. They throw down the equalizer, and they finally shut him down. It's Raze that gets the finisher. And Order, they're going to back away from this one, not fully engage onto it. Dream and Jake are stepping forward, though. Claire only looking for a play. That's a lot of damage. They're going to try to turn around. Featherstorm flying. Dream running away from this one, and he narrowly dodges out the Void Seeker. Chiefs with the advantage, heading towards the Baron.
And at first thought, you're like 3 whole ultimates used just to kill Swiffer. The cost is so high, but then Dream steps up. And you don't expect to take that much damage from an Electro Harpoon, but Swiper really puts the pain down and just forces Dream back. Ultimate burn. Chiefs, they get a moment. And that moment could be a Baron gone if Order isn't careful.
Order's trying to move forward. Chiefs looking to peel off the side. Ayla waiting in the wings. There's the knockup from Jake, and they're going to get the taunt just onto the support. Baron will reset. She's going to try and re-aggro it. It's a 3v5 right now. However, Swiffer is back up and making a run for the pit. Chiefs are going to have to stop it.
There's no way they can do it. The turn would be too strong. Claire is the most behind enemy lines.
He wants the kill. Already got Swiffer down to half health. The portal jump not going to do a damn thing. And Claire sniffs out the prediction.
And I will say respectfully, Claire in the correct place. Swiffer shouldn't be there. He doesn't have vision on that side of the map. Chiefs are going to hit Baron again. Yeah, they're still squishy. Tally, if he gets them.
He's going forward. Looking for that Hemo Plague. Only lands it onto Swiper right now. Trying to go back. The flash forward. The last breath. They're going to be able to take the kill right there. Tally will fall. Low health bars on the Chiefs, but they win. Fight after fight.
It's just constant kills now, back and forth. There's never a moment where the Chiefs legitimately will kill that Baron if Order is nearby, but they're so comfortable waiting and turning immediately every single moment that they get that opportunity. And one by one, Order have been giving them those opportunities to stop the Baron from being taken, because the threat of doing it is there. The damage is high.
I love it. It's just fight after fight. Both teams just keep throwing left and right hooks. It's like watching two kangaroos box, Rusty.
Yeah, you know, I would say that Kangaroos are actually much more proficient in their kit game, which is a fact for you.
Yeah, well, that's the knockout. That's the thing. Neither team's knocking each other out. They just keep going blow for blow. 23 minutes. We've got 14 kills on the Order side, 13 on the Chiefs. This is an absolute slobber knocker.
It certainly is. And really, the winner right now, the person in control of the map, while it is a gold lead for Order, it is Chiefs that have got more control over Summoner's Rift. In saying that, if you slow down the game, you take stock of where you currently are on the Rift if you're Order, you're actually still in a pretty comfortable position. The things that you now have for yourself that are a big deal is the Kindred ultimate for the team fighting, the Vladimir Flash as well. But Claire, a serial pest right now.
Oh, Tally does want to take the fight to him there, and Claire just bursting him down. Oh, boy.
100% crit chance. That's not going to get any better for the Rumble ultimate mid as well. Dream.
Yeah, Swiper looking for Dream right now. They will pull back on the Blade Caller. That's a lot of damage, and he's going down. Popped out of his mech suit. It's a 4v4. Neither top laner alive.
And just trying to do too much at the same time. It felt like their Chiefs, you can take the damage on a Dream and walk over to Baron if you'd like. You can take the damage and just pressure the mid lane. But the opportunity given over, Swiffer may actually go for a flash bubble here. It's hard to say.
Bubble does. Second one missing there. ALS still a pretty tanky boy.
But Claire is huge. That's the one thing. The Chiefs will use Claire to win this game if they can. No one can 1v1 Claire. That is just a fact.
And he's just being a massive pest on the side lanes, pushing in wave after wave. Tally will come to join and push down on that bottom side. He's teleport, of course, so he can rejoin the team.
I don't think you want Kindred to go down there either, if I'm going to be honest with you,
I don't think so.
With a Guardian Angel complete for that Kindred, the risk of losing it, just trying to stop that Yasuo is too high.
Only. Great job at sidestepping around the bubble. Swiffer could be in some trouble here as Raze lands the W onto him. They're trying to set up for a play. He's going to burn his flash, his Spell Thief's flash, I should say. Back to the safety of the team.
Constant hunting right now. Ever vigilant has to be Order. With real summoners available still, though, Swiffer is in a comfy position. It's Dream that's at risk. It's Spooks that's at risk. That Guardian Angel is such a fragile item purchase for a Kindred. If you are 3 and 6, definitely not ahead on the map, and you lose a single team fight, or you get picked even a single time, that Guardian Angel's worth goes down a lot. So it needs to be very respectful here, because at the current moment, it is still a good purchase. Their team fighting is what benefits from that. The Vladimir is a team fighting champion as well. Mention the flash. That's what he'd look for.
There's
but
the
the Chiefs
collapse.
don't want to do that.
All right, Blast Cone popped. Raze decides he doesn't want to try and take the one-on-one. Tally deep behind enemy lines for now.
That was cute, though, from Raze. Taking the Blast Cone actually denies the exit path there for the Vladimir, so Yasuo could have looked for the 1v1, perhaps. but the wave was already pushed.
Well, tagged on to only. It's Jake hopping forward with stand behind me. Order doing a great job of keeping waves cleared, though. And here's the Chiefs trying to go in for the play. Equalizer thrown down first. Swiffer nearly equalized on his health bar.
It's great damage. Just really good from the Chiefs here, being patient.
That wind wall.
You don't often see a Rumble use the equalizer just to poke and get some health bars low, but the damage that it actually put down is very important. It means that a Zoe has to base. If she chooses to stay, there's too much kill threat.
But Chiefs aren't going to go rushing for the Baron. We saw them try this a couple of times. They want a few fights. However, they are afraid of the collapse from the Order side. Swiper coming around again. And that's a great play caller to stop out only. And he's all of a sudden jumped nearly down to 0. And there he goes. Tally into the back line. And now they're looking for the Galio Heroes entrance. It's a flash away. The double kill still comes through as Raze is out of there. Chiefs lose 2 in the blink of an eye. And Tally goes absolutely Super Saiyan in this fight.
And the flash from the Vladimir. We just said he wants to team fight with it. And that's exactly what he does. Raptors actually come up as a quietly MVP there for them. Dream's going to start the Baron off, and Order, with those kills, have now put themselves 4,000 gold in the lead. And there's the Baron. They are doing it.
This is huge. Only still 8 seconds from respawning. There's no chance the Chiefs can even try to contest this one. So this is a 5-member Baron for Order. In game number 2, they're already 1 in the lead. Rusty, Order pulling ahead.
And it felt so simple to me. They just don't need to do this if you're the Chiefs, but you give Tally the opportunity to be aggressive, to go forwards and secure kills. That's exactly what he will get done. Able to go forwards once again, use the flash, take down Claire. Claire realizes there's no safe place and tries to trade. But Kindred just exists, makes it too hard. Tally having, honestly, one of the gauntlets of his career, stepping up massive for the team. He's had a good split, but everyone's working around him now brilliantly.
Yeah. Tally's been an absolute beast of a player. And, well, you talked about how no one could 1v1 Claire on the side lane earlier in the game. I feel like that is probably about to change if they decide to have a side lane play. Chiefs will be wanting to pull Tally, but he's happy to team fight.
I mean, I still think that no one can 1v1 him in a side lane when the Sterix Gauge is there, one of the bigger counters of Vladimir's burst, and 100% crit kind of means a little bit too much.
That is a lot.
So
Pool's a thing, but the Kindred ult was definitely necessary.
If it's isolated still, Yasuo would win, but I think you're correct in that it probably won't get to be just an isolated play. Claire is looking to force that right now, however. He is the most far forwards in terms of positioning, trying to clear these waves out ASAP. But Vlad's bottom.
And he's got Baron-empowered minions. This is going to be Order just joining up with him on 2 fronts. They've got a 3-2 going on. And Order could just trade more efficiently.
And how do they stop this? How do they stop this without the Yasuo there? He has to recall. But the damage is already done to the structures. They're going to lose turrets here, and inhibitors may soon follow. The bluff's called. Order wins.
Yeah, it looks like it. Chiefs are going to be able to stop nothing, in fact, because Order just take away an inhibitor down bot. They don't lose anything.
Vladimir pressed Q on Swiper, and he's going back to base. That was a Q, a single button.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Baron-empowered recall. Things are looking so good for Order in this game, and this whole gauntlet, to be honest. What a run they've had already.
It's actually such a fragile Rumble build. Really tragic against the team fight. Just incidental damage that'll probably go down onto him as well. I respect the Zhonya's choice. That's obviously very important. Morello's is for laning phase as well. But he needs that 3rd item, and he needs potentially the 4th item before he really comes about. And by that stage, Vladimir's just going to be a better version of that Rumble, really. He picked to win lane. You absolutely picked magic damage Rumble into the Vladimir to control him and keep him down. But the amount of time that Swiper spent out of that lane, he was never able to do that at all.
Yeah, Tally's got a 3-level advantage on him right now. That's how big the difference is between these 2 carries.
I do think that, you know, coming back to this draft as well, the Rek'Sai pick is something that really feels like the bigger detriment for them. And I would say that in retrospect, something like even the Elise could have been better for the Chiefs. Just having that option would have been super crucial for them, but the Gragas ban was very smart from Order, taking away that option as the Yasuo was an early pick. And it's about magic damage. That's why Rumble exists. I'll say that much. You know, Swiper got a good lane. He got the Rumble for magic damage.
They did have good plays too, right? I mean, this game didn't really start breaking away until Order got that big fight, because they'd had an early gold lead that had been kind of cut down by Chiefs. But once Chiefs couldn't apply the same amount of pressure that Order could on the map, things started going sideways. And now here we are with a 7,000 gold lead.
And I'm not sure that there is a way back into this game if you are the Chiefs. That's the concern. 7,000 quickly becomes 8, becomes 10. But we are getting item break points for Chiefs. That is a takeaway here. No Zonias, however, for Raze. As he's gone towards the Nashas too. It's probably an item away. He really needs that if he wants to live in a team fight. So right now, if you're Raze, you have to acknowledge the fact that you're most likely just going to die in a team fight. You need to do as much damage as you can prior to that death. Play the perfect fight and just hope that Claire is able to do his damage.
Ooh, Sleepy Trouble Bubble. He's going to get caught out, but Ayla might just sacrifice himself for it. Windwall goes up, and Swiffer goes through it, taking down the support of Chiefs. Man advantage now. No Baron, no problem.
And picks up the redemption that was used to try and keep Ayla alive. Proto Belt to secure the kill from a Spell Thief. Swiffer, you can't give this man Zoe. I feel like the Gauntlet has proven that as well. He's playing out of his mind at the moment on this pick alone. QSS used. Claire, not safe to defend this one. Baron will be what ends the game, you would expect, but they don't need it to poke them down.
And they don't need it to take down a tower. Opening up the base in the mid lane, there's already a downed inhibitor down bottom. That is going to be an equalizer thrown out defensively, but Swiper taking himself a bit of a nap on the job. Second inhib taken out by Order.
Had the Zonias chose not to use it, use the equalizer instead, and he's made to pay for it. Didn't flash away either. And they have enough damage, Order, at this stage. They just continue to post up, set up the next objective. Baron in a minute. Top lane wave control is the name of the game. Chiefs looking to cheese them before they get the wave control. Perhaps catch them so they get some Baron set up. But Order playing too smart right now. We'll see if that changes.
Who's baiting who here? Only forced to flash away. There's still this brush bait for Spooks. How far will he step?
That's far enough.
All right, they're going to go
Oh,
no, you hate to see it.
Ayla could absolutely have gone for the Justice Punch instead of channeling the W, and he could have flashed as well if they wanted to commit to that. I personally think that was a moment where you have to flash.
And they spent so much time. There's super minions already on the bottom. They have to get back and defend. Baron's in another 25 seconds. Order in a prime position to just straight up take it away.
And you can't tell me this is anything other than desperate the way the Chiefs are playing. They're bush camping. They're desperately trying to hold everything they can. One member stands resolute on the team in Claire, but he's just pulled apart, and he can't actually get anything done because Order play away from him.
And that's what's so smart about it. They just get themselves into a position where they force Chiefs into no good options. Baron is going to spawn immediately fired on by Order. Swiffer is just going to be guarding several entrances to the pit, sends out that beach ball just to keep Chiefs from having a good time, and Baron is already out of there.
They just concede the objective. The Chiefs know full well what's more important right now is setting up side waves and getting rid of some super minions as best they can. They're going to clear bot wave. They pushed out top a little bit, so that's an extra 30-odd seconds bought, where Order have to walk from mid to top lane, push the wave in. But I really don't think that the Chiefs can stop this turret from being pushed. The goal difference is 10,000. They are so far behind in items as well. And realistically, the Chiefs' best option right now is fight before it crashes on the turret. Do not let them post up. Do not let them set up the Zoe. Hit the equalizer straight away. Hit the unburrow if you can. Do something now before it's too late.
Oh boy. Operation Protect the Cannon Creep in full swing right now. Tally just solo down on the bottom side while there's nobody at home to defend him.
And
Chiefs need to pull a fight.
But they have no hard force. Only doesn't have flash. Rek'Sai can't force the fights. They've got Ayla. He has to go.
They're going to throw down that equalizer. That's a bit of damage. Redemption already there. And Claire hunting now for Swiffer as he jukes and dodges around the side. Tally looking to flank once more. He's pushed back away on the Electro Harpoon and even manages to dodge a little bit out. With the Hextech Protobelt, that tower is going to fall. The rest of Order coming up with even more, and only he's caught out and on the wrong side of the map. That's going to be another kill picked up by the Zoe. Desperation as they go on to Tally here, but Chiefs, they're falling apart, falling to bits, and they are losing absolutely everything here. Ayla tries to be the hero, but he simply cannot. And the last man standing is Quinny K, but you can't say that about the towers or the Nexus. Chiefs are going to lose another one, and Order on the verge of a clean sweep.
Order putting themselves 2-0 up in this series. They went 3-0 yesterday, and they're getting cleaner and cleaner every single day you watch them play. They have got so much momentum right now, and I really am terrified for the Chiefs if that's the Order that they're going up against in every single game. You go chaotic against them in the second game and it doesn't work. You go methodical against them in the first game and it doesn't work. I think we're about to see the kitchen sink thrown at them in game 3, because honestly, it takes it. if you want to try and beat Order right now.
I mean, you've absolutely got to, but this is the thing. You can throw as much entropy as you want. Order are going to clean it up. 2 games in a row now. They've literally gone on a 5-game winning streak between the last 2 days, losing 1 game in the Gauntlet in total. This is such an impressive run from this squad.
And when you consider the consistency through the drafts that Order have in every single game, the fact that they're able to play this way and still be able to, no matter what their opponents do, is honestly inspiring, right? Like you need to now look at the draft if you're the Chiefs, and you know from 2 days ago, you know from yesterday, and you know today through experience that they will just continue to do the same thing, and you just have to take from them. You don't have to adapt yourself anymore. You have to take everything that you can from them. I think the Zoe should be taken away first and foremost. If he's blind
100%.
picking it in every matchup, even in the matchups that'll counter him, like Swiffer's too confident, so get rid of his confident pick. You know that you can handle the Kindred, but it's the comp that's scary. The Vladimir is scary. Like you got to actually force them into bad things in draft. Chiefs are a good drafting team, so they should be able to do that.
No, I agree. I think they might want to start giving up some of those other things they've taken for granted, even if it's like a power pick like the likes of a Silas. You feel like Swiffer is a big threat in this series more than he has been. And, well, if it's not now, then never, like, as far as Chiefs trying to mix it up, because they're on the verge of getting knocked out 0-3.
And if you ask me, the secret is to put Swiper back on his weak side and just put a big raise down in that bottom lane. Like, give me the Cogmore comp and just hard carry through him, because that's where it has to be.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like Order are flipping wins, but let's go flip some burgers, take a quick break before we send it back to the couch.
We don't believe in labels at Macca's, like dinner or breakfast.